Hey Secrets readers, this is Carlo Larasso from Secrets of Home Theater and High Fidelity, and I'm here at CanJAM, New York City at the Focal booth, the amazing Focal booth, as if you couldn't tell. And I'm here with Mégane Montabonel.
Yes.
That's fantastic, from Focal.
Yeah.
And your job is you are one of the head designer?
I am a product manager for headphones.
Product manager for headphones. Fantastic, fantastic. What do you think of the show so far now that it just got started?
Yeah, it just got started, but it's already crowded, so that's a good sign.
Well, it's just going to get crazier, I think. So, yeah.
Of course.
Thank you so much for taking the time. And I know Focal just recently launched the Batiste and the new Utopia headphones. Yeah. And so I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I asked a few questions for our readers. So first thing I was curious about is Focal started with like just a few headphones early on, but now you have, I think, about half a dozen models in the line now.
Exactly.
And each one of them has its own character. So how do you decide when you're planning the headphones and working on new products? How do you decide how each one will sound, or what kind of characteristics each one will have?
So first, it depends on the positioning that it will have on the market. When we launch, for example, a new close-back headphones, but let's say more entry level, we try to have maybe more what you call dynamic sound signature, maybe a bit more low ends, more trebles, what maybe a younger generation will prefer, compared to, for example, an Utopia, which is very high-end in the range. So we try to have, let's say, the more neutral sound signature, because usually when you are looking also for open back headphones and very high-end, you really want to have the best sound experience you can have. And we try, as Focal, in all our products we say that we try to really reproduce what the artist wanted to say.
Right.
So the idea is to have a neutral sound signature that really emphasizes what the artist wanted to do with the song. And after, of course, we tune some headphones, for example, the Batiste, which is more mobile headphones.
Right.
So we'll have more low ends, more trebles in order to go very well also in noisy environment, to have consistent sound signature. For the Celestia, however, which is the close back, we really try to have a neutral sound signature. And Utopia, of course, which is very top high-end and let's say really high fidelity and audiophile. We really try to get the most of the details we can hear in the song. Try to reproduce every single details and hear everything in the headphones.
That's great. So there really is then. It's not just by chance. It really is each model in the line has its own unique sound characteristic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, usually, I think if you hear all Focal headphones, you will recognize it's a Focal headphones.
There's a family
the
resemblance.
global sound signature is the same, but after each headphones, we can have some characteristics that we don't have with the others.
Oh, wow.
It's also good in the line, so you can address sometimes more people. If they don't, for example, really like a flat sound signature, they can have, for example, the Stelia, which is very dynamic, good low end. So for each taste, I think.
If I could just jump in and say, I love the Stelia headphones. They were the first Focal headphones I reviewed, and it was like, wow. they just like knocked my socks off. I thought, I mean, from everything you guys, it looked like there are some headphones out there that sound really good, but sometimes are missing either a certain design element, the aesthetics of it, or something like that. But that was probably the first headphone I've ever seen where it looked like a company really sweated the details. I mean, they not just for the sound quality, but I mean the whole presentation when you opened it up, all the details of the aesthetics of it. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I'll just say, I don't own them, but I would like to someday. But they were really, really good. So if we could maybe focus on the Utopia for a second,
sure.
What were the goals you guys had in mind when you were deciding to update the Utopia?
Yeah. So Utopia was launched in 2016.
Oh wow! Okay.
So we were like 6 years after. So the idea was to renew it and see how we could improve again the Utopia. We have a very bass driver, a very good bass with the beryllium, which is magical for the sound.
Is it? It's a pure beryllium driver.
Yes, it's a pure beryllium driver.
Okay. All right.
40 millimeters. So we kept the good bass we had because we know that it's what makes the Utopia so good. But we changed some elements. We changed the voice call. The idea, we had some comments from users which thought that Utopia was a bit too high frequencies, a bit V-shaped, but a lot of high frequencies. And for some customers, it was maybe too much, sometimes a bit sharp. Okay. So we decided with the new Utopia to go to a more neutral sound signature. Right. We reduced a little bit. Of course, it's not day and night, but we reduced it a little bit. And since we launched it, a lot of people are telling me it's the Utopia I wanted without any EQ. Some people sometimes were doing a little EQ to reduce the high. Right. And here it's really apparently what they were looking for without this EQ. So we improved, we changed the voice call to improve this. We also implemented the M-shaped grille that we have inside, which follows perfectly the form of the drive unit. Okay. We introduced it with the clear MG, and we put it on Utopia. It also helps to have more linearity in the trebles. Okay. And after, of course, we modernized the design.
Now, is this carbon fiber or is
it's a forged carbon.
Okay, forged carbon.
Actually, it's a recycled carbon that they take, and after we forge it.
Recycled carbon?
Yeah, it's recycled carbon,
wow, okay.
and after it's forged in order to do the yoke. Okay. We also come with new design codes that will be in the future implemented in more Utopia products. Okay. Utopia at Focal are all the high-end models,
and everything,
and we are working on new design codes. So we have the double grille, black and red.
That's
we
nice.
have
That's sharp.
This, let's say, discrete yin and yang in the ear cap here with the two here. And it's in order to represent let's say, the best balance between our know-how and the technology. So this is characteristic of Utopia. Okay. And of course the honeycomb pattern grille that we introduced with ClearMG and which is now a code for all open back headphones at Focal. In order to recognize its honeycomb pattern for open back and the holes for the closed back headphones.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I'm just looking at this whole recycled carbon.
It's really nice.
It's very cool. Yeah. I mean,
it's cool, and the carbon fiber was. It's more thin. This we try to see it. We start to see it now on the market on some cars and so on. But also, what I like each yoke is really unique because the pattern is depending on the recycle of the carbon that
so
you
not
do.
Each yoke has the same pattern,
exactly.
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each one is different. Like the forms, the pattern are different.
And it's got to be super light as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to keep the priority of the carbon, which is interesting because it's light, and we want to reduce as much as we can the weight of Utopia. So we wanted to keep the carbon, but wanted to have something different.
Oh yeah, no, it just good job.
Thank
you guys succeeded. It's very, very cool. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe as maybe a slightly sort of general subject. Obviously, when you come to a show like this, you have a lot of everyone here is very much like a headphone geek. They're into this. They've been into it for a while. They have certain preferences of what they like, what they don't like in terms of sound, and what they're after in a headphone. So, if you don't mind me asking, as a professional, when you are assessing a headphone, what sort of things what qualities do you look for when you're listening? I'm just curious if you don't mind me asking.
Oh yeah, of course. The first thing is, let's say, the general feeling. Do I like it? Is it well balanced for me? Because we are all more sensitive to certain frequencies. So in general, could I listen for these headphones for many hours? Right. If yes, it's a good point. One thing which is also very important is the dynamic and how, let's say, clean is the sound, the resonance that you can have or don't have, of course. For example, with the beryllium, something is really impressive is that each note is really, when it stops directly because we have very good damping and high rigidity of the material, so you don't have deformation.
There's no unnecessary decay or anything like that.
And for me, that's a point which is really important because after, with this, you won't hear something that you are not supposed to hear.
Right.
And of course, the last, which is also important, is the detail. How much detail you will have in the sound. Sometimes with some headphones, you are able to hear some things you never heard in the song. For example, your favorite song. Wow, I didn't hear that. So all this, this general feeling.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Thank you for that. So to close, then, if you don't mind me asking, out of all the models that Focal has, do you have a personal favorite that you like to listen to, or the one that Mégane grabs every time whenever she wants to listen to something?
We talked about it earlier, and for me it's the Stelia.
The Stelia, huh?
Yeah, I really love it.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's really convenient because it's close back, so I can listen to it anywhere almost. It's not noise cancelling, of course,
right.
But it's close back, so in the office I can easily listen to it and be on my own
not
world.
Disturb anyone, but be developed.
And for me, it's very, very dynamic headphones with quite a large sound stage for close back headphones, and I can almost listen to all type of songs, whether it's more pop, modern music, more classical, more jazz, and I hear everything I want to hear.
Very cool, very cool. So it's a good all round headphone for all types of music.
It's typical of Focal sound, really dynamic and very convenient. After, of course, the Batis is really convenient too because it's noise cancelling and I can bring it everywhere. Each time I need to go somewhere, it's the Batis. Of course, I will choose. But for, let's say, more fixed system at the office or something like this, Stelia is perfect.
Very cool. Great taste, I guess. That's very good. Well, Mégane, thank you very much for your time talking to me. And Secrets readers, just so that you know, I'm actually wrapping up my review on the new Focal Utopia, so look for it to be coming out soon. All right? Thanks so much, and we'll have more from the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Just make sure it didn't... Yes.
It worked?
I think it worked, yep.
Cool.